And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and today I am reviewing Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, released in 2012 on the PS3. A game that I have very much wanted to try for a really long time. Just never, never could play it because it was really only on PS3. I guess it was also on Steam for a while. I don't know if it's still on Steam or not, but I played it on PS3 because of the PS3 I recently got, so that's really good. And I got a lot of thoughts on this game. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? I like the menu screen. I like when games put efforts into their menu screens. It's just the family watching the news, and there's random different news reports that they pull from the show. And I think that's a really cool thing because, it just touches on, it being a Family Guy game and really just diving into that. And it's really nice. It's also really cool that they got the voice actors because they do rehash lines from the show that they just say out of nowhere. But they do also have original lines, which is really good. I know they did that for the Family Guy video game that I reviewed a while ago. And that was great there, too. So I'm glad they did that here. And it makes for great cutscenes and really accurate humor. I thought, there were a lot of funny scenes and also just random gags that you would normally see on a episode of Family Guy. And I think that's good, to put in there. And this is, the cutscenes are also great, They really do help establish a good storyline. The story's nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but, because they do some good elaborate work with the cutscenes, it makes for some very solid cutscenes. I'm at least glad I was also even able to watch the cutscenes this time. They didn't cut randomly, and I was able to watch them, unlike on the PS2. Some things that, getting into the gameplay and kind of some other technical things, the audio to me was very inconsistent. Sometimes it would be very loud, so as for that, I turned my TV volume down, but then there would be other times where it would be so quiet I couldn't hear anything. And yeah, you can turn on subtitles, but I like to, just hear them talk. I don't want to read subtitles if I don't have to. And it was kind of annoying that that the audio was so inconsistent. I don't know if that was just because my copy of the game, the console I'm using, or the PS3 I'm using, or the TV. I don't know. I want to think it's just how the game was made. It's very weird, but if anybody else has had problems with that, let me know, because I would like to know. This is an easy just combat shooter, and the fact that you literally, when you play as Brian, you just get a handgun and just shoot people is wild to me. Even for a Family Guy game, at least Stewie's got the light rays, or the light guns, or all that sort of stuff. Brian just has straight up a pistol and a shotgun and a sniper rifle. What the fuck, man? That's hardcore. But I am glad that it's just, it's for the most part at least, just, it really is just, beat 'em up, type missions. It's not, thing that I thought was cool originally, but ended up coming up to hate was the Brian stealth missions in the first Family Guy video game. They got rid of those completely. There is points where it's you're supposed to do stealth, but if you fail to stealth, it doesn't matter. You just get more enemies, and really, I don't even know if they want you to actually do that. I wonder if it's just a thing, and you're gonna get spammed with those enemies anyway. It doesn't really become clear to me, but there's none of those stealth missions. There's none of the stupid button pattern beat 'em ups with the Peter stuff. They went away with that. Even though, like I said, like I said in the review, the Peter stuff wasn't really bad until the giant chicken fight. I will say though that the gadgets are cool. I like some of the gadgets that they put into the game. The giant chicken one was my favorite, but a lot of the other ones are really cool too. A lot of the weapons are cool, though kind of crazy, like I already said. I will say though the combat can get overwhelming, especially the later you go into the game. It's not a long game by any means, but it's a lot of times where it's just like, it makes it seem like you have to clear the room, but you don't, because they just keep coming in sometimes. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. And it's really annoying because they can surround you from all ends, and so it can get overwhelming. But I never thought it was too difficult as long as you had the necessary weapons. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought like I said, I'm just really glad that they stuck to one thing and just kept going with it. As far as a lot of other things, mostly I thought the gameplay was really fun, in fact. It feels like to me that they worked out a lot of the kinks from the first game, mostly because it's on a newer console, but also just like they worked out a lot of the technical stuff, but they made it still feel similar. The graphic level is still the same for the most part. It's the same. It even kind of builds off of the first game, which is kind of interesting too. But though it's kind of off the last game, it also kind of left like the show in a way. And so I like that. I like that because it knows that they took notes. They know what didn't work, and they went ahead and changed it for this game, while not also trying to fix something that wasn't broken. I wouldn't say the first game was broken. I just said it had some flaws. I would say it had some flaws at least. And this game fixed a lot of those flaws. There were some flaws that I think popped up that weren't really something that was super apparent in the last game. But you know what? I still think it's a really solid game. Now, I do think maybe I'm a little bit biased. I am a huge Family Guy fan. I get a lot of the references. I like watching the cutscenes because I'm a fan of the show. I like the menu screen because I'm a fan of the show. I like the character because I'm a fan of the show. And for somebody who's not a big Family Guy fan or really doesn't watch it much, they might not get a lot of those references. They might not understand the gags, and that could affect their perception of the game. But I think overall, it's still a very fun shooter. I know there used to be online play. I don't think that's still a thing. But I think it's still a fun game. Even if you're not a huge Family Guy fan, I would still maybe recommend giving this a chance. This game is going for a pretty penny online, which is annoying. So just know that. But if you find a good deal like a local game store or on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or some shit like that, I would pick it up and give it a chance, because I think you'll find a lot of these aspects fun too. So, and with my final score for Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, I'm going to have to give it a good 8 out of 10. Had a lot of fun with it. Not a perfect game by any means, but it's still a really good game. Definitely an improvement over the first game. So, that's going to do it though for this review. If you've ever played this game, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more video game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.